Thank you once more and welcome to our channel. On this particular video, I'll be speaking about one of the most important principles in financial literacy. And this is what I call mastering cash. Now, in the marketing world, we say cash is the king. And cash is real money. So at the end of the day, when you do your work, when you do your activities, you do your business, and whatever else you do for money, if you're going to make a difference in your finances, it will depend with how you are able to control money in, money out. Financial literacy is actually sometimes boils down to understanding how money comes in and how money goes out. If you are not able to master how your cash comes in and how your cash goes out, then you'll never be able to achieve what we call financial independence. For people in business, you must be able to know when your business is making money for you and when the business is not making money for you. So when I speak about financial or cash flow management and control your cash, you'll only be able to grow money or translate your money into wealth if you are able to control how much cash is coming in and how much cash is going out. If you can't control cash, and I know many of us actually, it's not that we don't get money, it's not that we don't get cash. We are able to make money, but many of us are not able to manage the money that we make. And mastering your cash flow or mastering your cash is one of the greatest enforceable powers that you can have for you to be able to achieve what we call financial independence. So how do you master your cash? One, you need to know where your money is coming from and how when that money comes in. For example, if you're employed, probably you're paid on a monthly basis. It means your cash flow comes in at the end of the month. Or maybe you have other sources, maybe you do small things here and there. You need to know even those other things. How do they bring money in? Then when the money comes in, you need to understand where does the money then go? And how often does it leave you? Now, making money is one thing. Keeping money is a completely different matter altogether. So you need to be able to deal with the problem of being able to control money that comes in. And as the money goes out, you need to ask yourself, how much of this money has been left for myself? Now, I will speak about one of the greater things that you need to do for yourself if you are going to attain what we call financial freedom. The first thing when you earn money, you need to know when you're working for money and when money is working for you. You are able to achieve financial freedom when you stop working for money and then your money starts working for you. So the question is, how do you move from working for money to money working for you? Now, this is where I said the question of knowing how cash leaves you becomes very important. If, for example, you're working and if you are even doing business, the first thing that you need to do is to pay yourself. And when you pay yourself, you need to use the money that you pay yourself to now save and invest and let that money start working for you. For example, if you are paid a salary every month, many of us spend without first paying ourselves. The first thing that you need to do is actually to pay yourself. And what you pay yourself is what you set aside. And when you set it aside, you save it and then you start investing. When you start investing this money, the money that you have saved, it now starts working for you in the sense that it might bring you an interest, it might bring you a dividend. Remember, when money is working for you, you do not have to wake up and go to work. You do not have to do anything because the money is the one that is working for you. So you are only able to attain financial freedom when you have enough money working for you. Now, the biggest challenge with this principle is that it is normally very hard to start. But the moment you start, it is the moment you start accessing that power. So there are things that people who work for money cannot achieve. And the reason why I'm saying you need to start knowing how cash leaves you, especially paying yourself first. Because there are two things that happens when you save and you invest. Number one, there's a mystery around money and wealth that nobody understands, but we know it's true. And this mystery is that money costs more money. In another language, we say gold attracts more gold. So the moment you get all your cash and spend it, you miss out on that particular mystery that people who are able to keep part of the money, they're able to access. Nobody understands why. Do not go to look for books or theories on that, but it is actually a fact that people who have money somewhere, they are able actually to attract more. And I'll give you a very good example. Have you ever noticed that when you are learning, you are completely out of cash, it's actually when even things tend to appear to end in your house. Like you go home, you find there's no gas, you go home, you find there's nothing, there's no this, there's no that. But when you have money in your pocket, you don't seem to run out of stock within your house. So what causes that? So when you speak about this mystery, it is not in any book, but it's actually true. And actually you can try it and see whether it is not true. So if you're not able to keep part of your money, then you miss out on that principle where money attracts more money. Now the second key thing that you miss out, and people who work for money can never access this, is what we normally call the power of compounding. I know in a different video I'll speak about compounding. But compounding happens when you have your money and you start saving that money and you start investing. And that money starts earning you little interest, they start earning you little dividends. So what we call compounding is that when this interest comes in, when this dividend comes in, you don't eat it, but you put it back in another investment. So that means that in this year, if for example you had the seed money, say you had to put only 50,000 as seed money, and you've had some interest from that seed money, it means that next year it is not 50,000 that is working for you. It is 50,000 plus the interest. And this, I normally use the language of children. So the money that you saved, maybe assume that is the parent. It earns you the first interest. That becomes the first child. When that money is invested back, the money, the seed money, the parent, the child, they give you now a grandchild, and they keep on multiplying. So if you keep on investing and putting back your interest and your dividends into investment, over time, you'll have the mother, the child, the grandchild, and the great-grandchild working for you. Now, compounding works in length of time. So the longer the compounding happens, the more your money multiplies and grows. So that's what we call the power of compounding. Those of us who have done maybe the mathematics, you have had exponential curves where they grow at an increasing rate. So that's what happens, and that is what compounding is. So if you're not able to master your cash, if you're not able to keep part of your cash, then you cannot access those two things that I've said. The power of money attracting more money and the power of compounding. So when I say you pay yourself first, I'm actually trying to introduce you to these two very important principles. So remember, mastery of cash is knowing where your cash comes in, where it comes in, and where it goes. Money in, money out. If you can't master that, then forget about financial freedom. Thank you, and see you in the next video.